Bonsoir l'Afrique, it's a Wednesday evening, which means it's hashtag time. The show tonight is overflowing with stories from around the world. So let me not waste any more time and welcome one of my favorite presenters here at Kwese Sports, Kwesified Queen, the lady who looks fantastic. Bonsoir, Zisho.
Ooh, fantastic. Kwesified Queen, I'm loving this. Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here. It's going to be an amazing show. Make sure to join in on the conversation and follow all our Kwese Sports social media platforms from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and of course the World Wide Web at kwese.com.
Zisho, I'm loving looking.
You're loving looking.
And I'm loving that it's going to be a great show. And helping us through tonight's stories is one of my favorite guests. OMG, Ade Oladipo.
This is good. These introductions, I don't know how you keep bettering them all the time.
Did you know
that was your best one so
how
far?
I paused and hesitated at Ade, and I was like, it's him again.
I mean, at this point, he's not a guest. He's like,
I'm part of the family. I'm part of the family. Exactly.
Really?
You know?
Yeah, I'm part of the family.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I need to make those calls, though.
Well, you just made it. Look at the introduction I got.
It's bigger than mine.
There you go.
I'm feeling some type of way.
Oh, my God.
That's La Familia.
That's the familia.
That's La Familia.
All right, guys, so we've got plenty to cover. So let's start with the big boxing news. Anthony Joshua says drug cheater Jarrell Miller does not, of course, deserve to be in the ring with him or any other heavyweight, and hopes to announce a replacement by the end of the week. The IBF, WBA and WBO champion will still make his US debut at Madison Square Garden on the 1st of June after Miller failed 3 separate drugs tests. Okay, so Joshua admits he was looking forward to knocking Miller out after the American somewhat ironically repeatedly claimed he was on steroids, and says what goes around comes around. This is what Joshua had to say about his former opponent.
I didn't want to talk too much on the situation with Jarrell Miller because it's not in my character to knock a man when he's down. However, there was a lot of things that he has said previously in the press conferences and build-up, so I wanted to crack him in his jaw. But I know when you're in a position, you have to lead by example, and I knew that wasn't the right thing to do. But the lesson to learn in this situation is karma works in various ways. And what goes around will come back around. And I feel like he has taken fate and his own blessings out of his own hands.
Wow, so Jarrell Miller did post his own apology, but unfortunately, the damage is done. Take a listen.
Baby Miller here. A lot can be said right now. I'm going to get straight to the point. I messed up. I made a bad call. A lot of ways to handle a situation, I handle it wrongly, and I'm paying a price for it. I missed out on a big opportunity. And I'm hurting on this side. My heart is bleeding right now. I hurt my family, my friends, my team, my supporters. But I'm going to own up to it. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to correct it.
That's not enough. I'm going to own up to it. I made a bad call. 3 failed attempts. Surely something's going on there, Ade.
Yeah, he's just cheating. He's cheated. I don't want to pretend I'm surprised. I mean, this is boxing, this is sports, it happens. Not just in boxing, in other sports as well. I mean, we all speak about drug cheats on this show before. I think what makes it worse in boxing, especially in heavyweight boxing, is that it's dangerous enough. I mean, you go in there, you lose a bit of yourself every time you enter that ring. People have died in the ring. So someone going in there with EPO, HGH, Endurodol, it's almost like going into the ring with a loaded gun trying to fight someone. Maybe I'm saying this because I'm a massive Anthony Joshua fan, so it hurts me a bit more, but I hope that he doesn't ever step in the ring again. I hope it's a lifetime ban. We've never seen a lifetime ban in boxing before. It's normally 6 months to 2 years. He needs a lifetime ban.
Wow, a lifetime ban, Zisho. That's the question that's ringing in my mind, especially for the fact that, hey, you want to get in the ring with Anthony Joshua. As a boxer, you would know you can't get onto EPO, you can't get, some hormone growth. So why still go down that route if you know you're going to get caught?
Maybe he just thought that, he's definitely not on Anthony's level.
Yeah.
And in the first place, I don't think he should have been trying to fight Anthony in the first place because they're on totally different levels. He was already knocked out before he went onto the pitch and what do you call it again?
The ring.
The ring. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he shouldn't have just done it in the first place. He shouldn't have said, I'm going to try and fight Anthony. And this is what happened. He got intimidated and he thought, if I do something, then I'll be all right.
But 20,000 fans at Madison Square Garden are expecting an opponent for June 1st. So who's it going to be? I mean, we've run out of options on who the heavy hitters might be for that fight.
Yeah, I think going into the fight, people didn't want to see Jarrell Miller anyway. So that was almost like a subpar opponent for Anthony Joshua. Just like Zeklo said, in terms of levels, there are levels apart between them. So we wanted to see Wilder or Fury. So everyone was upset anyway.
Yeah.
And now we've kind of got our minds right that Jarrell Miller could be the opponent. It could be a good fight for a few rounds. Now that's not going to happen. So now the two opponents they're looking at is a guy that you guys probably won't know called Michael Hunter, who is a cruiserweight that stepped up to heavyweight. He's unbeaten, but again, levels apart. And a guy called Andy Ruiz Jr., again, an unknown fighter. I know him a lot, don't get me wrong, but a lot of casual fans might not know him. So it's running out. Time is running out for AJ to really kind of put himself at the throne. There was a time when AJ could fight anyone and people would be interested, like a Mike Tyson. He doesn't have that pool anymore. He needs to fight someone. He needs in boxing what they call a dance partner. He doesn't have any dance partners.
Who's his dance partner?
Only Wilder or Fury.
Who's he going to do the cha-cha-cha with?
Yeah, the cha-cha-cha.
I know, right?
But Wilder and Fury also are not headlining their main events in the 2019 calendar. So it just feels like we won't see a Wilder Joshua and we also won't see a Fury Joshua.
Yeah, there's almost too much money in heavyweight boxing right now. So you don't actually have to fight Joshua to earn 20 million. That was what you had to do 5-6 years ago. Tyson Fury's fighting a guy called Tom Schwartz. Tyson Fury's going to get $10 million to fight Tom Schwartz. You guys had never heard of Tom Schwartz, nor did I beforehand. And that's what I mean. You don't have to fight Joshua to earn money. So why fight Joshua for 20 million, which is a risky fight you will lose, instead fight 5 Tom Schwartz? That's the problem we're having in heavyweight boxing right now.
All right, that's the problem then that we're having in heavyweight boxing. Hashtag Anthony Joshua. That's, of course, what we're naming it on social media. So let us know what your take is on the mighty boxers. Zitlo, there's so much more happening in the world of boxing.
Absolutely. Now, Amir Khan's WBO World Welterweight title fight with Terence Crawford ended in bizarre fashion when he was pulled out by his corner after a low blow. Floored in the opening round, Khan took an accidental shot to his groin in the 6th, and after consulting his corner, said he was in too much pain. American champion Crawford was dominant and later questioned whether Khan quit, urging the Briton to tell the truth. When Crawford drove a left hook into his groin in the 6th, Khan was legally allowed to take 5 minutes to recover, but after a minute, the bell sounded. Oof. Guys, I mean, you clearly understand this more than I can. That must be very painful, right?
Yeah.
It would if it really did hit him in the groin. Boxers wear a cup around the area as well, so the area is kind of protected anyway. Don't get me wrong, you still don't want to take a punch there, but that was
Come on, let me try.
Line up, Arthur, line up.
Oh, no.
But that was on the top of the fight. It wasn't even in the groin area. So that would have given him at worst a dead leg. At worst, and you know, dead leg, couple of minutes, you can shake it off, you recover again. Khan has been in fights and before where he's been hitting the groin, physically hitting the groin, and he's gone on to win the fight or at least gone on to compete. So there's no reason for him to call it quits. He called it quits because he realised that he was easily outmatched by Terence Crawford, who's arguably the pound-for-pound number one.
Wow, then he's not the same Amir Khan that we know him in the ring if he's already calling quits before the rounds end and before the bell rings. I mean, is it big match temperament? Is it a psychological readjustment that's taken place as well that caused him to act in this way?
Khan, in the boxing game, Khan is what we call a boxer-puncher. So he's the guy that will outbox you. Everyone looks at him as an Olympic silver medalist, so he can normally be the outboxer. He's not the strongest or the fastest, but he's definitely the best boxer we've seen. He got outboxed. So he's got in there with a game plan to outbox Terence Crawford, and it hasn't worked. He's got knocked down, like Zeklo said, in the first round. And I think in his head he's thinking, what is going on? I need a way out of this. He still gets paid $5 million.
Yeah.
His ego's a bit hurt, and I guess people are saying he's a quitter, so that's not going to be nice. He will fight again, but for this fight, he just wanted a way out, and he found a way out with the fake groin punch. It definitely wasn't the groin.
Fake.
I know. So, Ade, you're saying that the groin punch is not good enough to, just say, I'm done. Yeah. This is it. So at what point... Come on, let me get you one.
I thought there was a build-up there. So.
At what point does the corner, step in and, stop the game and be like, it's done?
Yeah, I think... To be fair, after the groin punch, Virgil, he went to his trainer, Virgil, and Virgil spoke to him and said, look, call it quits. Enough's enough. You don't really hear it on camera, but you can see him whisper into his ear and say something. A very experienced trainer, very experienced cornerman, I think, just said, you know what, that's it. I think Khan would have continued. If Khan wasn't told to quit, he would have carried on. And it's why you need important, experienced cornermen to pull you out when they can see, you know what, this guy has nothing left. He can't win this fight. And I think they realised that with Khan in the 6th round.
So basically everyone's blaming Khan, but it's actually Virgil. But anyway, more with Ade coming up. But now it's off to the social media world with our girl, Felicia Endersby. Let's see what caught her eye over the last few days.
Hello, hashtaggers. You might already know I'm a big Mbappe fan, and I can't help it. The guy just keeps exceeding expectations. Kylian recorded a speed amazingly faster than Usain Bolt during his 100-meter world record. The speedster scored a hat-trick against former side Monaco on Sunday, as PSG went into the game having already been crowned Ligue 1 champions. TV cameras clocked a high speed of 23.6 miles per hour. That speed beats the 23.3 miles per hour Bolt averaged when he set his 9.58-second 100-meter world record in 2009. Fans were left in awe of Mbappe because, as we all know, pace with a football brain is lethal. From a big star to a big heart, Raheem Sterling will cover the funeral costs of youngster Damari Dawkins, who tragically died of cancer at the tender age of 13. The Manchester City star had supported a campaign to find a suitable stem cell donor for the boy, who was battling acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Damari underwent a stem cell transplant just before Christmas, but relapsed twice in February and has sadly passed away. Sterling paid tribute to him after scoring for England in the 5-0 victory over Czech Republic in March, and will attend the funeral service in Dagenham, England on Friday. And onto a big fight. Left battered by Terence Crawford, 32-year-old ex-world champion Amir Khan now has to convince terrified wife Ferial to let him carry on fighting. Crawford floored Khan with a headshot in round 1 and belted his crown jewels in the 6th round. So understandably, Khan's beautiful wife is weary of him being in the ring and has never been a fan of Khan's occupation. However, retiring at the wrong time would haunt Amir Khan, who says that when he calls it a day, he'll call it a day, no comebacks.
It was a really good round for me. I caught him some good clean shots and boom, I got caught with the shot below the belt.
Well, I'm going to call it a day, hashtaggers, but I'll check in with you again soon. Please tag me in your pics and comments and share your views. Baki Salama.
Yeah.
Thank you for staying with us right here on the hottest show on Kwese Sports. This is hashtag Kwese Sports. Now, Felicia has been a little stressed over the last few days, and here's why. Our producer Ian took her off on a little adventure she knew nothing about. What she did end up getting up to there, let's find out. It's pretty interesting, actually.
Hello, hashtag fans. Today I'm in Paris because I lost a bet with my producer and we took a misty drive and I'm about to go skydiving. So I was super nervous beforehand, but we've got Stephen and Cornet here who are going to run us through the equipment. So they're going to show us what does what, and it's my first time ever skydiving and I'm super duper excited. Can you tell me a little bit about what does us tandeming entail?
Okay, firstly, welcome here at Paris.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you a bit of a briefing on what to expect, what to do, and what not to do.
Okay.
I know this part is very, very difficult for ladies.
Oh?
Because for at least 4 minutes you must keep quiet. You must just listen.
What's the most dangerous part about the flight?
It is a really safe sport. It's one of the safest sports you can do.
Yeah.
According to stats, it's safer than most of the other sports out there. Okay. Fatality rate, it's so little.
So I heard about some technology in the parachutes. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
This will be the parachute that we're going to use. We've got the reserve parachute at the top and the main parachute at the bottom.
Okay.
But coupled to the reserve parachute, we've got a computer. We call it an AAD, automatic activating device. That's just a screen of the computer, and it just switches on.
Nice.
So it's good.
It's on already, yeah.
Yeah, it's on
That's
already.
interesting.
So what this do, if I don't open the parachute or activate it for some reason, anything can happen. The computer will activate it on behalf of us. You might not know how to steer it, but at least you'll be alive.
It sounds so
That means
futuristic.
just to save your life.
So right now it's still a little bit stable. It's more like butterflies in my stomach. I mean, just I'm super excited to like get on the plane, and then I'm sure the butterflies are gonna come more. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I got so much going on in my mind right now, but I can't wait for that free fall, that free feeling where it's just you and like almost no gravity, but gravity's still pulling you, and like yeah, everybody wants to fly.
Hey Felicia, we're at 5,500 feet. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling calm.
Anything?
Weird, I don't know why. I feel good.
Awesome. Anything you want to say to your viewers?
I want to say, remember me.
And just like. The smile stays for these 2 weeks.
That is the most incredible high you could ever get in your life. It's an adrenaline rush like nothing on earth.
And now you know why birds are singing.
Yeah. That's beautiful up there. Well, thank you so much. You made it so easy for me.
No, it was
thank
an
you.
awesome job. You were excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For kicking my butt.
I did my best.
Yay, Felicia! That is
Right, she did
epic.
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she's still standing.
I'm scared watching it. I was scared watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I caught my breath there once, eh?
I'm getting a plane. It's to a destination, not to jump out.
Too African for that.
Right?
To
Yeah.
everything. Just can't do it.
To everything for that.
No.
Wow.
I would try it.
Right?
I would definitely try it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
You?
Well, you can miss all your bets with our producer, and I bet you'll be able to jump out of planes that are flying at 10,000 feet.
Would you do
above.
it?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, cool. So let's do it together.
You heard this first here.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I think that's a good one.
Okay, great. All right, well, a big shout-out to Stephen and Corne from Parade Skydiving Club for looking after Felicia and, of course, making it an experience never to forget. Staying with skydiving, instead of jumping out of planes thousands of feet up in the air, participants at the 2019 FAI World Indoor Skydiving Championships compete in a wind tunnel. Yep, competitors are judged on their performance of a series of moves, either predetermined or artistic, while balanced on a jet of fast-moving air within the wind tunnel. Routines last for 45 seconds and the athletes compete either solo, with a partner, or as a team of 4. Felicia did really well, but somehow think this would have been more suited to her.
Yeah.
You agree?
Absolutely.
After the way she was screaming, I think so too.
Wow, like she was screaming for her life. I would do anything to see you jump over.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
And see,
I'm not joking, I couldn't do it.
And see if your well-maintained beard was still in check.
It's not the beard I'm scared of. I heard that certain things happen when you're jumping out of those things.
And what
number 1, number 2, and number 3. I'm hearing all these things, and I'm like,
that's not true. What about bungee jumping? Would you do that?
No.
Okay.
No, some ropes have snapped.
We need to baptize you in something. But moving on to football, Liverpool midfielder James Milner says he will support Manchester United tonight, but will not be watching their game against Manchester City. City are 2 points behind Liverpool and will go top of the Premier League if they beat United at Old Trafford. Liverpool aiming to become English champions for the first time since 1989 to 1990. 35 matches with Pep Guardiola's side on 86 points from 34 games. Now, Ade, we know you're a massive Liverpool fan. Lack of points early 2019, do you think that's what got you at this point where you might just not win that Premiership?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I actually don't. Look, I mean, we're on.
Of course you're going to say that.
No, we're on 88 points, which would have won us the league 12 times prior to that. You look, we are doing as good as we can. We've only lost once. In any other season, we'll be 20 points clear by now.
Yeah, but we're talking about
this season. Why are we talking about other seasons?
For a Liverpool fan, I think we just want us to be up there. This is rare for us. I've only in my lifetime, I've only been there 4 times. I'm just happy for us to be competing against another team in the prospect of winning the Premier League. I'm just happy for it.
United can spoil it for you guys tonight. You do realise the possibilities of that's very high. And after tonight's game, while you're tied with 3 games left until the end of the season.
Yeah.
And you're still confident that you can walk away with a first ever?
Not confident, no, not at all. I mean, United have got to do a job for us tonight. United have got to do a job for themselves. Look, United are chasing 4th place, so they've got to do a job for themselves. If they don't win this game tonight, they go to the Europa League, United Europa League. So, look, it's all going to come down to the last couple of games. And I think there still might be twists and turns. We've got Newcastle away, they've got Burnley and Leicester. It's not over yet.
I mean, those are easy 9 points for Huddersfield. Well, the Huddersfield fixture, the Newcastle fixture, and the Wolves fixture.
Yeah.
Manchester City, tonight is going to determine whether
it's
or not
epic.
Burnley, Leicester, and Brighton.
I can't put into words how big this game is tonight. It's the biggest game.
If we're looking at the Champions League, right, the semi-finals, Barcelona and Liverpool, right? Ajax and Spurs.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
Obviously, I'm going to be biased and say I think we can beat Barcelona. But I do. I think
not in a million years.
You know what it is, yeah? You know what it is, yeah? This is not the same Liverpool team you grew up on, Alpha. This is a new team.
Like the one that we saw in 1989. The one we saw in 1989.
No, the one in 2005 that won the Champions League. And let's not forget, we got to the final last season, so this isn't a blip.
That's true.
So you never know. I think it's Messi, isn't it? It's Messi. I get it. I get the Messi show.
And
we've got Salah, we've got Firmino, we've got Mane, we've got Van Dijk. Come on, give me hope, people. Kwesi 5, give me hope.
No, we're just going to listen to you.
Yeah, I think we've got a great chance. But again, I'm just happy that we're there. I mean, every season I want us to be in the big hunt for these big trophies. And once again, we are.
Guys, we haven't spoken about Tottenham Hotspur.
Forget them.
No, they need praiseworthy comments because
come on, they tried hard.
The Champions League and that stage since 1951.
Yeah, it is 1951. You're right. It's a massive achievement. No one expected them to go to City and knock out City, and they did it.
But still forget
that 94th minute goal. But still forget them.
And Liverpool fans expect United to beat City
we
tonight.
don't even want them to beat. We just want a point, draw. Just draw. Not do something.
Yeah, but they
injure Sterling. Injure Aguero. Do something.
Do something. Well, how about injure Salah? How about injure Van Dijk?
That's blasphemy. Don't you say that.
Yeah, no, Salah, we just need to, even, I'm just like, no, he already saw
what team do you support? What team do you support?
I support Arsenal, but I'm cheating at the moment.
Oh, my goodness. We've got an Arsenal-Liverpool fan here talking football. You know what? That's it.
On that note.
Time is up. And once again, Yeah, oh my goodness, Ade, I can't believe that we're going to see you after I don't know how many shows.
I don't know, but again, I'm not a guest anymore.
Yeah, man.
I'm a fellow presenter.
Yeah, forget about him. You'll be back.
Yes, I'll be back.
I feel okay. Well, I feel like I haven't deemed him as a family member yet, but the Queen herself has confirmed that he's part of the furniture.
Absolutely. At this point, we can't deny him.
Right.
Can't deny it.
And I hope at Africa you also can't. To all of you enjoying this show at home, it's goodbye for now. See you next week, Wednesday, same time, same place, where we bring you all the Kwesified fire.